that. Let's get into the history and let's see some accomplishments of some Africans who stood up against colonial powers.
Yes.
Do some research on what they did to Patrice Lumumba.
Oh, yeah.
Type it into your search engines if you want to get some history. Because you'll see what happens when you stand up for your own. When you stand up for what's right.
Yes.
You're going to catch a bullet.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to suffer in the process, you're not worthy of this anyway.
That's right.
When you look into the history of our people, you are looking into a legacy of resistance that needs to be in the classroom. And the only thing that's going to happen is a kindergartner is going to ask, who is Edmund Pettis? And the gig is up. A kindergartner is going to ask the question, and then they're going to say this, you mean to tell me that you allow the name of a Klansman, of a Confederate to be on top of your bridge? And what's going to happen after that? They're going to disqualify you as being a credible source of information for them. Because you knew who that person was and you didn't take action to deal with it. They're going to say, you know who Nathan Bedford Forrest is? And you allow a statue to be erected to a devil? Who are you to lead me or to tell me what morality is when you have all of this staring you in the face and you choose to do nothing because you want a career and you want a good name?
All right.
Of course, Black Lives Matter. The response to that is all lives matter. Well, all lives aren't getting shot in the back.
Tell it, tell that, tell that.
Let's go to Elmore County and let's go to Staten, Draper, Kilburn, Red Eagle, Frank Lee, Julia Tutwiler. All lives aren't being incarcerated in mass numbers.
All right.
And all lives aren't disfranchised either. Let's get it straight. God has elected one people to suffer, and it's us.
Yes.
But we are the representatives of the truth. And the truth will stand regardless. Moses said in verse 26, he asked the questions. He says, when his own brothers are fighting. Because whenever we try to stand up for justice, somebody will respond, well, black people killing each other.
Yeah.
But you don't know the relationship between the two. You don't know that black people didn't start killing each other until they laid off of the people who were originally killing them. All you have to do is ask the question, what is the historic relationship between the police and black men? The historic relationship, ask the people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, ask the people in Black Wall Street, the historic relationship is to drop dynamite on black people's houses.
Yeah.
That's the police. Ask the brothers in Atlanta what the historic relationship of the police is. It's to start a race riot.
Yeah.
Ask them in Rosewood, Florida. Ask them in Louisiana. Ask them in Muddy, Mississippi. What's the role of the police? It's to cover up the truth. So when we stand up against the truth, when we stand up for the truth, and against a system that has always been our oppressor, we may be operating off something that's not even in your consciousness. We may be taking a swing at something that because it's never been in a history book, you've never seen it, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Amputees, when they get a leg cut off, they still have what's called phantom pain, which means the leg has been gone for 20 years, but the pain is still there. And the pain discovered they could never be first. They looked like the masters. They acted like them, adopted their ways, but they were insulted. And do you know people were staying in slavery for decades and centuries, but if you start insulting them, they're going to revolt on you. See, it's pure insults. Did you know that? Why did Rosa Parks not give up her seat? She was insulted. She wasn't strong armed. She was insulted. But she sat down because she was remembering Emmett Till who died. And we can't commemorate Bloody Sunday, the passage of the Voting Rights Act, without memorializing Jimmy Lee Jackson again and again and again and again because somebody died for this. Are these people's lives in vain? The answer is no.
No way.